AI and implementing AI is not just for developers. I think it's for all of us. From what I've seen is I see entrepreneurs are very excited to use the tools and build themselves or at least learn how those works because it's something new. I think the tools are going to become even more intuitive and they're going to become even easier to use and they're going to provide us with more interesting features, stay on top of the wave because it's moving very fast. It's exponential.
Welcome to How I AI, the podcast featuring real people, real stories, and real AI in action. Hi, I'm Brooke Graymer, your host and guide on this journey of the real-world impact of artificial intelligence. For over 15 years, I've worked in creative marketing, events, and business strategy, wearing all the hats. I know the struggle of trying to scale and manage all things without burning out. But here's the game changer, AI. This isn't just a podcast. How I AI is a community, a space where curious minds like you come together, share ideas, and I'll also bring you exclusive discounts and insider resources because AI isn't just a trend, it's a shift. And the sooner we embrace it, the more freedom, creativity, and opportunities will unlock. Have you just started exploring AI and feel a bit overwhelmed? Don't worry, I've got you. Jump on a quick start audit call with me so you can walk away with a clear and personalized plan to move forward with more confidence and ease. Join my community of AI adopters like yourself. Plus, grab my free resources, including the AI Get Started guide, or try my How I AI Companion GPT. It pulls insights from my guest interviews along with global reports so you can stay ahead of the curve. Follow the link in the description below to get started. Welcome back to another episode of How I AI. Today I have a very esteemed guest. Her name is Elena Nikiforia. She's the founder of Get Supercharged AI. It's a newsletter for business entrepreneurs in the AI space, and she's grown it to over 35,000 subscribers. Would you like to expand on your introduction? I always like to give room for people to share about their background and how they arrived at their journey here today.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure being here. Yeah, so the journey started around a year and a half ago. I was a web developer. I had my own web development agency. I was working with clients. And when AI came out and I started hearing a lot about ChatGPT, I think all of our lives changed back then because we was exposed to a tool that was making our work easier. Like I was writing copy easier. And then I started learning more about AI. I'm always curious and I always love to learn. So I started learning, and web development takes so much time. It's a very long process of building a website. It used to take 3 to 6 months, up to 1 year sometimes. It's very time consuming.
Yes.
So I was like, I hate that part and I want to make it easier. And if AI can help me with that, it will be amazing. So I started learning about AI tools. And as I was learning, I realized how disruptive these technologies are going to be. And I realized that they're going to change every industry. And I wanted to help other entrepreneurs like me that have their own business that don't know maybe or don't anticipate that change. And I wanted to help them to find out about tools, find out how to use those tools, and this is how it started. So I think in August 2023, there were 200 subscribers.
Wow.
And it grew to more than 30,000. So it was amazing how much it grew and how impactful is AI and how much progress have done. Now we can make websites for like few hours, few days, and it's amazing.
I agree. I think it just supercharges, pun intended, our ability to be creators and founders. I want to pull it back a little bit to the beginning stages. What was the first initial spark? What was maybe the first tool or first solution or first way you integrated AI as an email marketer and a newsletter creator?
So the first one, I remember the old days when I used to be just by myself. And I used to gather information online and spend 2 to 3 hours a day for finding articles, reading articles, finding out which one of those are going to be really good information for business owners, and then creating the articles. So the very first thing was really ChatGPT that was helping me to write the articles and curate the content. After that, we implemented some AI automations that are helping to actually find the information. They save all of this 2 3 hours a day. Wow. And they go online, they crawl the internet, and they find based on what we designed for them to do. So we save 2 3 hours a day from that. That was a big thing because it was very time consuming.
Yes, I can imagine having to cite your sources and do your due diligence and make sure that you're on top of that news. Is it a daily newsletter or is it weekly?
Yeah, so it started as weekly and then we turned into daily because so much is happening in AI.
It is.
And there was constantly new things, there are constantly new tools and updates. So we started doing it daily so we can really provide that edge to the business owners and provide the information that is happening.
So it sounds like you were an early adapter with AI and have become quite a thought leader and speaker in this space. I would love to know, what is your personal technology stack? What do you use daily to produce the newsletter yourself?
Yeah, we use some tools like video tools. We use copywriting tools. We use ChatGPT to curate content. We use personalized GPTs. So those GPTs are created for each part of the newsletter. For example, for titles, we have one GPT, which is specializing in titles. And we have another one for writing the different type of content we put in the newsletter. We have also some for social media, writing posts. For videos, we're starting to use more now for content, like Opus Clip.
Yes.
Like there's so many tools.
There are a lot.
There are just so many tools. Building some also AI agents that are going to help a lot with a lot of different operations. For now, we cannot automate the whole process because it's, I think, still very early. But to, let's say, have a self-running newsletter, even though that's possible for the quality that we want to provide to our subscribers at the moment.
And I believe you use Beehive as well.
Yes.
Do you like using that?
Beehive is an incredible platform and it has a whole ecosystem inside of it. So we are partnering up with so many other newsletters. We have a big network there that we're constantly growing through that platform and different sponsorships. The platform is really amazing. So I recommend everybody who is doing newsletter right now. I think this is top of the top.
I hear that they've been integrating a lot of AI solutions themselves. Have you got a chance to use any of them?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the craziest things that I've used and I was thinking in building, but they already, like they just put it up so quick. It was translating the newsletter into a type of a podcast, like voice. So you can just hear the newsletter without having to read it.
Yes.
Just play it. Yeah.
I've seen newsletters do that before. I like that feature.
Because depends on the way how you're reading the newsletter. And there's also some cool things that you can do, interactive newsletters that can be sent on email. This is the next thing we are looking to implement because everybody has their own different way of reading, getting information. Sometimes you can listen, sometimes you can watch, sometimes you can read.
That's great. So you mentioned some video content and social media editing. Do you know what you use for that, or are you using your agents primarily for those reasons?
For now, just some tools so we can create the content. Hugsfield, like Kling AI, and creating some videos. For us, one way how to get new subscribers is through social media. So we are going to be more consistent.
At least you have someone to rely on and people helping you out.
Yeah.
I am waiting for the day where I have a team and I have even just someone helping me
Yeah.
out. There's so
Yeah.
much that goes into being a creator and a content creator and churning out, whether that be added value through the word space and text and email or video and audio. So I definitely commend you. It's a lot of work. And you're a mother, no less.
Yes, definitely helps a lot. I have a small team in Bulgaria, which is country I'm coming from, and they have very smart people. Yeah, they get it. So it's easy to work with them for me personally, because it's matching my culture. So it's easier to talk, communicate.
So how many years have you launched this newsletter? What year did it launch?
Newsletter started, I think, 2023 in August. And now I'm switching some things in it because I realized that the way how I was doing things was not really working great. It was a little bit chaotic.
Okay.
And now with AI, I realized that we can simplify and we can use AI tools for making us more efficient. Once you build in a whole system of AI tools in the newsletter, it's so much easier to do the things that are important and to focus on growing and just doing things in a better way.
A more simplistic manner. I think that is the number one focus when adapting and using this technology is how can it make my life simple instead of just give me more things to manage and oversee. I like to keep it simple, stupid is like my motto. And also create more time and energy in your day. Don't use it as a reason just to work more. If you have the opportunity to work less and have AI do the grunt work for you, it's time to be more present in our lives and have more balance.
Yeah.
So out of curiosity, how much do you spend on your technology stack, would you imagine? A month or a year? I'm always curious to hear what people are spending because sometimes we can get very wrapped up and before we know it, we're spending a ton of money.
Yeah. I think I'm spending a ton of money. Yeah, so I have a kind of testing tools and sometimes I don't unsubscribe from them.
Okay, yeah, that can get you.
But I'm testing a lot of tools and using a lot of tools and I'm not really sure how much I'm spending, but
as long as it's making its money in return.
Yeah.
So maybe you can share some of the biggest use cases and what's the biggest benefit? What have you seen as the biggest outcome?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is the efficiency part. You can do more things, you can do things in a better way, and you can integrate the tools so you can focus on more important things. Saving time.
Yeah.
Saving time it's a big thing because a lot of the operations that used to take so much time, now they take minutes or take hour.
Yes. One thing I've been starting to ask people is if they would love to share, and you touched on agents already, which is amazing, but maybe one specific use case of something that you used to do manually in the past and you now have been able to automate with AI. Do you have an example to share?
Yes. One of the things was searching through information online. We built an agent that can crawl the internet and gather information based on the specific things that we wanted to look for. And based on that, looking for different sources. And based on that, we're saving 2-3 hours a day. Also, analyzing data is a big one because that helps us to curate information and to send information that is so valuable for the readers because it's something that they're interested in. It's something that they are reading, they're opening, and we can curate our sources for sponsorships better. And also social media, outsourcing that to AI, social media posting and content creation in a way to just not share more noise because AI can create a generic text and can create generic posts. So we're trying to avoid that by training the AI in a way that is going to amplify our voice, the voice of the newsletter, the brand.
One thing I love to share and speak to as well is to not just put out more and produce and be a machine and really be very specific and intentional with what you're doing and being true to your brand. So I love that you are staying aligned in that way. Do you feel like there's been any challenges to adoption into using AI? Or is there anything that has been a little tough to integrate into maybe your new workflow for business?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Challenges, if you ask for, always
Yeah.
there. First challenge was really removing the human part. And it's still, for me, and this is not gone yet. So I cannot completely replace the whole team or the whole operations, especially when it comes to customers and to the individual relationship. And I think it's going to go on for a while until also building those agents. It's not happen overnight. It's a process to be able to build a good system or good agents. It takes some time. And some parts of the business, human will always be necessary there. It's going to be very important part of the business as well.
Yes, human in the loop is needed for a while.
Yeah.
Still on quality control and going in and checking your work and all of that, because AI can still hallucinate, go off script. I haven't had any bad use cases yet. If anything, the toughest thing for AI is that it's made me even more of a procrastinator because I can get so much done so quickly now that I would just wait till the really last minute, like about to jump on a client call.
Yeah.
Then I do the deck on Gamma 15 minutes before because I know I can. One thing I haven't been able to really speak to yet is parenting and mothers and even more personal uses of AI. But one question I would love to hear is, how have you used AI as a parent in any personal ways, whether that's managing your schedule, nutrition, school? I don't know. I can't even think of ways because I'm not a parent yet. But anything you'd love to share there? I think that's an interesting topic.
Yeah, definitely. AI is going to be present here in the future and it's going to be part of our lives and our youth's lives. It's very important how we approach this specifically now. And I think it starts with us learning more about it. And for me as well, learning how it is going to be part of the future and trying to align that with my kids. So I try to involve them in the process. I try to make them part of creating something with AI.
Yeah.
And depends on what I'm working on sometimes. Let's say for my son's birthday, I created a song. I played it on his birthday party and I told him I made it with AI. And they're interested, and the song was like really nice song. A person can spend many hours to write or direct, things like that. So it's pretty interesting them seeing those things and how they work and seeing how much we can do with it. Sometimes we make like video at home or sometimes my son used to say, ask Google about something. That was like a few weeks ago, and how he's asked ChatGPT or Cloud.
He's already made the switch.
He's already made the switch because I've been telling him it's easier just to go on ChatGPT or Cloud and just ask them. You're going to find the information faster. I think also for them, it's an opportunity to have a place to learn, let's say. I think Elon Musk said that ChatGPT can be your personal mentor, like a little Einstein that they can have when they are growing up, which is truly incredible.
Yeah.
So we use it in that way to find when they're asking me questions and I'm trying to make them find the answers or do some kind of research. So my kids are very little yet, but I think it's very important to involve kids in the process. And in some way, it's very fascinating what can be education with AI nowadays. And I'd love to see how this is going to happen.
Yes, they recently instilled AI, right? The president did with an executive order that kids can be using and integrating this into their systems.
Yeah.
So that's going to be just so different from how we grew up. And my hopes is that it actually alleviates the parents, because from what I hear, it's just hours of school homework after hours of school during the day,
Yeah.
which is very exhausting on both ends. So I hope that helps speed up the process. And like you mentioned, having Einstein or a mentor in your back pocket.
Yeah. I think it's going to free the time for building life skills for them, for building important emotional intelligence and social skills. They are going to also just learn faster. And there is a little part that is a little tricky is that once you have somebody who is thinking, why do you think for yourself?
Yes.
So it's very important to keep building the way for them how to think, not just typing and asking somebody for the answers.
Yes. I compare this to using the GPS when you're driving, even if you know where you're going. Even just yesterday, I got to a point where I knew where I was going, but my GPS was still on and it told me to go a different way. And I just listened. And I don't know why I did that because I knew the way.
Yeah.
And it added 10 minutes onto my commute.
It's so bizarre.
And even when sometimes I'm in the car with drivers and I try to tell them the way because I know the way and they're wanting to listen to the directions instead versus a human. It's like sometimes we need to be able to override the technology and be able to critically think, or even as simple as remembering our own passwords for logins. It helps with those critical thinking skills and to just keep your brain healthy.
Yes. I think it's the same as like with the cars. And the cars now we don't need to go somewhere. We don't need to use legs. But that's why we keep going to the gym, being active and doing things.
How I AI is brought to you in partnership with the Collective AI, a space designed to accelerate your learning and AI adoption. I joined the Collective and it's completely catapulted my learning, expanded my network, and showed me what's possible with AI. Whether you're just starting out, seeking community, or want done-for-you solutions, the Collective gives you the resources to grow your business with AI. So it sounds like you're in maybe a transitional phase, or you're exploring what the next phase of your career or just creations are going to be, which is exciting. I would love to hear what you're ideating on, or I like to ask everybody, if you were to wave a magic wand and create something out of nothing using AI, what would that be? And it can be either for your personal life or professional for business.
That's a very interesting question. And I love to hear it because I think that AI is so much more than just AI. It's more about us, about what we can create with AI and what we can be with AI, how we can expand and grow. And once we don't have mundane tasks that we need to take care of and be overburdened with and stressed about having to do so much, that was my thing. And now AI is teaching me how I can do things in a different way. It's teaching me that I used to think that the more I work, the more I'm going to achieve. And so I spend more hours working. But actually, you need that leverage, that AI can give you this leverage to do more things in less time. So my dream is to work 20 hours a week.
That's what we should be doing with these tools.
Yes, and just build multiple streams of income.
Yes.
And then just enjoy life and maybe work in wherever I want to be and whatever part of the world. But looking forward also to teach other entrepreneurs like me, because AI, for me, it's not just for developers. It's not just for the people that know programming language. And this is for all of us that want to build a dream, that want to build some idea that we always had and we never had the time or we never had the resources to build. Now we have the time and the resources. I want to keep helping entrepreneurs and showing them how to use tools. And I'm starting a program that is going to be probably online in the next few weeks, that we are going to be doing simple automations and some AI stuff and AI tools.
That's incredible. I know that you've been doing such amazing work in the community here in Miami and doing workshops and already teaching entrepreneurs about social media automation and everything that you've learned as well. I know that you've been teaching it specifically on make.com. That's correct. Do you like that?
With Make, we mostly did automations. There is also another platform called N8N. You can build agents there. There are other platforms like Clay, like swarms.world. We built some agents there. But for social media and for simple automations, definitely it works great. And we teach more than 75 entrepreneurs. It was amazing to see how excited they are to work, to change their business, to find the tools, to free some time, and to focus on important things.
I'm curious to hear of the entrepreneurs you've been teaching. They're all new to this space, or do you feel like they have tech backgrounds? Do you feel like anybody can pick up these plug and play solutions, whether that be on make.com? Personally, I think NAN is a little too advanced, but do you feel like for the most part, people that are joining your workshops and into your community, are they new to AI? A word of advice to people jumping in. Do you feel like anybody can do it?
Yeah, so most of the people that I've been meeting and from the newsletter as well are usually entrepreneurs, all kinds of different fields, and they are learning, they are more interested to learn about AI and how to build for their workflows. And what was the last question? Sorry. Advice.
Yeah.
Advice to people
with a non-traditional tech background. What would you say to someone getting into this?
Yeah, AI and implementing AI is not just for developers. I think it's for all of us. From what I've seen is I see entrepreneurs are very excited to use the tools and build themselves, or at least learn how those works, because it's something new. You need to learn and know how they can be fused and understand how they work. For me, first step would be always find a way how to learn, and then start building some things yourself. For entrepreneurs, it's easy to use. And once you get a hold of it, I think the tools are going to become even more intuitive, and they're going to become even easier to use. And they're going to provide us with more interesting features. Stay updated and stay ahead, stay just on top of the wave, because it's moving very fast. It's exponential. We don't even know how it's going to change everything, but we know that it's moving fast. So we need to be updated, and we need to keep building. We need to start building if we haven't started, and thinking new ways how to implement those technologies. The very important thing is the way how we use the technologies. That's part of what I do, is teaching people how to use those technologies, because you can use a tool in a different ways. And if you're doing it wrong, you're not getting the right outcome.
Are you self-taught with not only tech adoption, but email marketing?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yes. I used to work in marketing agencies back in the day, but for email specifically, I taught myself. And for AI and technology also, I've always been fascinated by technology, fascinated by entrepreneurs and what they're doing with technologies. So it's something that I'm always looking into. I love learning about those things.
When you discover something new, do you have someone teach you, or do you go to YouTube, or how do you seek out learning every day on your own?
Yeah, that's a good question. Usually I love to learn from different sources. For AI, I go online. I learn about as much as I can. I find people that I like what they're talking about, some industry leaders, and I like to listen interviews, podcasts. Actually, one of the good things that I found out was being a community, like the collective community.
Yes.
Where I met you, actually. This helped me a lot, because I met other people like me who are interested in AI. They love to learn about AI, and they're building different things in AI. So you can meet people who are doing different things, and you can learn from these people, because everybody's in different lanes. As I always find out, there is so much more that I don't know. So it's wonderful to meet with people. And reading also.
Reading.
I love to read.
I also am mostly self-taught if I gravitate towards a specific system or tool based on my need, because we're all individualized in what we're needing to solve. I'll then maybe watch one video or join their YouTube live where they share about it, but I like to go in and explore myself. But that is such a siloed way to learn, and everybody's using different tools, especially marketing. It seems like social media and marketing everybody has a different tool or system that they
Absolutely.
use.
Yeah.
But until you immerse yourself in those spaces with communities to get to explore, you might just stick with your one thing and never really change it or see and learn about something that's better.
Yeah.
What is one piece of advice or something that you haven't shared? If you could go back in time and give yourself one piece of advice when it came to starting in AI, what would it be?
I think the biggest advice would be to find one person that is really knowledgeable, really implementing those AI agents, and find one person, because there's so many people and then 5 ways of how to do one thing, and it gets overwhelmed and you don't know which one to apply, and everybody's
Yeah.
saying good about everything. So
Yes.
that's going to be my biggest advice, and stick to that person and keep learning and keep building.
I love that I get the opportunity to interview women in the AI space. And I think it's really important to be speaking in this area and mentoring or giving an opportunity for women to see themselves in us, right? It is primarily a male dominated field. And so I think it's really important to have another female mentor as a woman in the AI space and to look up to them.
Yes, yes. For women, we used to not have the resources, and the men used to hold more resources,
Right.
and all of that is changing. It gives us opportunity to do more, to explore, to start something, to make mistakes, and to just keep evolving as women. I think it allows us to be more creative, and I think this is very important in the world. And as women are the moms and that part of society that is very important for shaping the future. So I think it's not just essential, it's amazing for women to be part of that, to take the lead. So I'm proud of us women that are creating.
Me too.
Yeah.
I think my final question would just be a random fun one, because you are so well versed and you're very caught up on trends. You're daily into the news. What have you seen of anything trending or coming through in the next year or two? I know that we're really close to AGI. Is there anything that you've discovered or learned or read recently about the future of AI and what's coming next? 2025 was the year of agents, right? And
Yeah.
autonomous workflows. And we heard that last year that this was coming.
Yeah.
What do you think's next? I mean, this year they've entered the workforce, and now there's things such as agent bosses, where there's 1-to-6 ratio of people managing agents. What does 2026 look like with everything that you've been reading or just intuitively been gathering?
I think that it's so hard to predict the future.
Of course.
It's almost impossible because of the speed that technologies are developing right now. I think that we are moving towards AI systems and AI enterprises, and the jobs. You probably hear that a lot of companies are cutting employees.
Right.
A lot of, I think Microsoft cut off 10,000 of their employees.
Yeah.
And there's a prediction from McKinsey that says that 400 to 800 millions of people are going to be laid off until 2030. So in this case, it's going to be a big reskilling. It's going to be like AI and human collaboration is going to emerge. We are going to be working and living with machines, doing everything with the machines, with AIs.
For me, I still think that people are catching on to agents.
Yeah.
And I see the agent marketplace growing. Definitely a lot of unique opportunities to upskill. There's 1,000,001 ways to learn now, which is incredible.
Yes.
But I envision it just being standard run of the mill of when you want to create something or when you have a campaign coming up or you have a problem to solve, that you'll just go to an agentic marketplace and plug and play and buy an agent that is pre-made for whatever it is that you need, whether that be email deliverability, social media creation. I think that people are going to finally start to understand that these resources are there. And this whole year, I just know that everybody's been building. And I see a ton of products and solutions and apps and pre-made workflows going into the marketplace, but more widely adapted. So I think 2026 is going to be such another disruptive year of how we work and the order and systems that we have in place. So this is definitely a time to get comfortable with change, get comfortable with adapting and leaning into the pivot, upskilling and going to workshops that you host as well. Any final words? I always like to leave the floor to share about anything that you're working on. How can listeners reach out to you if they want to work with you or learn from you?
Yeah, so I'm excited about the future, and I think it's going to give us a lot of opportunities to do the same things in a different way. It's going to give us opportunities to do new things, to build our dreams and to grow, and give us this container that we didn't have before to just expand on who we are, be seen more places or online, to share our message with more people. What is coming is very exciting. I am keep building the newsletter, keep working and helping entrepreneurs to find out how to use tools and how to implement AI in their workflows. So you can find me on social media, on getsupercharged.ai. That is the newsletter. You can sign up and start learning.
I'll be sure to link your newsletter in the show notes as well. So thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your time. And it was wonderful to chat with you some more. I know that we've had opportunities to speak on panels here in Miami, but to get more one-on-one time and to explore how we're both creating and using AI, it was just so much fun.
It was amazing. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow. I hope today's episode opened your mind to what's possible with AI. Do you have a cool use case on how you're using AI and want to share it? DM me. I'd love to hear more and feature you on my next podcast. Until next time, here's to working smarter, not harder. See you on the next episode of How I AI. This episode was made possible in partnership with the Collective AI, a community designed to help entrepreneurs, creators, and professionals seamlessly integrate AI into their workflows. One of the biggest game changers in my own AI journey was joining this space. It's where I learned, connected, and truly enhanced my understanding of what's possible with AI. And the best part, they offer multiple membership levels to meet you where you are. Whether you want to DIY your AI learning or work with a personalized AI consultant for your business, the Collective has you covered. Learn more and sign up using my exclusive link in the show notes.